Hello, and welcome back to Daily English Talk. We are so happy you are here with us today. I'm your host, Jason, and today we have a very special topic for all of you: how to improve your English speaking fluency.
Hi everyone, I'm Julia and I'm so excited to be here with Jason today. Whether you're just starting to learn English or you've been practicing for a while, today's episode will give you practical tips and exercises to speak more fluently.
That's right, Julia. Fluency is something many English learners want, but sometimes it feels difficult. Some people think they need perfect grammar or a big vocabulary to be fluent. But today, we'll show you that fluency is more about practice, confidence, and habits, not perfection.
Exactly. And the good news is, anyone can improve their fluency with the right techniques. We'll also give you a few mini exercises you can try while listening to this podcast. By the end, you'll feel more confident speaking in English every day.
So, whether you're at home, on the bus, or even walking outside, this episode will help you speak English more naturally and confidently.
All right, let's get started and discover the secrets of fluent English speaking. Are you ready, Jason?
Absolutely. Let's dive in. So, Julia, before we start talking about how to improve fluency, let's answer a very important question. What does fluency really mean?
That's a great question, Jason. Many people think fluency means speaking perfectly or knowing all the grammar rules, but that's not true. Fluency actually means speaking smoothly and naturally, without too many pauses, and being able to express your ideas clearly.
Exactly. For example, imagine you are talking to a friend about your day. You don't need perfect grammar for them to understand you. As long as you speak clearly and keep the conversation going, that is fluency.
Yes. And another point is that fluency is about confidence and flow. Even if you make small mistakes, you can still be fluent as long as you don't stop speaking or get too nervous.
Right. Many English learners get stuck because they fear mistakes. They pause, think too much, or even stop talking. But fluency is really about communicating effectively, not being perfect.
And fluency also comes from practice and habits. The more you speak, listen, and think in English, the more natural your speaking will become. It's like learning to ride a bicycle. At first it feels hard, but with practice it becomes easy.
Exactly. So, to summarize, fluency means speaking smoothly and naturally, being able to express your ideas clearly, communicating confidently, even with small mistakes.
Yes, and remember, listeners, fluency is a skill you can improve. It's not something you are born with. Everyone can get better with the right techniques and practice.
Perfect. And in the next part of our podcast, we'll talk about the key habits of fluent English speakers and how you can start practicing today. All right, Julia, now that we understand what fluency really means, let's talk about the key habits of fluent English speakers.
Yes, habits are very important because fluency doesn't happen overnight. It comes from consistent practice. One key habit is thinking in English instead of translating from your native language.
Exactly. When you think in English, your mind gets faster at forming sentences, and you don't pause as much while speaking. Another habit is listening a lot. Fluent speakers listen to English daily podcasts, movies, songs to understand how native speakers speak naturally.
And don't forget speaking every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Fluent speakers talk to themselves, repeat sentences, or practice dialogues. Consistency is more important than perfection.
Absolutely. And one more habit is using phrases instead of single words. For example, Instead of saying just good, say that's really good, or I like it a lot. It makes your speech sound more natural.
Yes. So to summarize, the key habits are thinking in English, listening to English daily, speaking every day, using natural phrases and expressions.
If you practice these habits regularly, your fluency will improve faster than you think. And don't worry if it feels hard at first, every little practice counts.
Exactly. And up next, we'll talk about the fastest ways to practice listening and speaking, one of the most powerful steps to becoming fluent.
All right, Julia. Now let's talk about one of the fastest ways to improve your English speaking fluency, listening and speaking practice.
Yes, listening and speaking go together. You can't speak fluently if you don't listen to how native speakers talk. One easy way is to listen to podcasts, watch movies, or even YouTube videos in English. Try to notice how they pronounce words and the phrases they use.
Exactly. And the next step is repeat and practice. Listen to a short sentence and then say it out loud. This is called shadowing. You shadow the speaker by copying their pronunciation, tone, and speed.
For example, if you hear "I'm going to the supermarket today," you repeat it exactly like the speaker. Try to match their rhythm and intonation. Doing this for just a few minutes a day really improves your speaking.
And don't worry about mistakes. The goal is to train your mouth and brain to speak naturally, not to be perfect. You can also practice with simple dialogues, like ordering food, greeting someone, or asking for directions.
Yes. And remember, the key is consistency. Even 10 to 15 minutes of listening and speaking practice every day will make a big difference over time.
Absolutely. So, listeners, start small, listen carefully, and speak out loud as much as you can. Your fluency will grow faster than you expect. Julia, another important step to speaking fluently is expanding your vocabulary and learning useful phrases. Knowing just a few words is not enough. It's better to learn phrases that you can use in real conversations.
Exactly. For example, instead of learning the word good alone, learn phrases like, "That's really good," "I like it a lot" sounds great.
Yes, these small phrases help your English sound natural and fluent. Another tip is to learn words in groups. For example, if you're learning food words, also learn phrases like "I'm hungry" or "Can I have?"
And don't just memorize, practice saying them out loud. For example, repeat after me, "I really enjoy this. That sounds interesting. Could you help me, please?"
Perfect. Using these phrases regularly in your speaking practice will help you express yourself more easily and sound more like a native speaker.
Exactly. And remember, learning a few useful phrases is much more powerful than memorizing hundreds of single words.
Right. And in the next section, we'll talk about how to build speaking confidence and the right mindset for fluency, which is just as important as vocabulary. Julia, we've talked about habits, vocabulary, and listening practice. But there's one very important factor in fluency that many learners forget: confidence and mindset.
Absolutely, Jason. Many learners stop themselves from speaking because they're afraid of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Mistakes are normal, and they're actually part of the learning process.
Exactly. Fluency is not about speaking perfectly. It's about expressing your ideas and keeping the conversation going. The more you speak, the more confident you become.
And one simple mindset trick is to focus on communication, not perfection. Instead of thinking, "I must say everything correctly," think, "I want to share my ideas clearly." This small shift reduces fear and improves fluency.
Another tip is positive self-talk. For example, tell yourself I can speak English. I'm improving every day. It may feel simple, but it really helps your confidence.
Also, start small and celebrate progress. Even speaking a few sentences confidently is a win. Gradually, you'll speak longer sentences without hesitation.
So remember, listeners, confidence plus practice plus a positive mindset equals faster fluency. Don't worry about mistakes. Focus on communicating your ideas and speaking every day.
Exactly. And now that we've covered confidence, next we'll talk about common mistakes English learners make and how to fix them, another step to speaking fluently.
Julia, even when learners practice every day, some common mistakes can slow down fluency. Let's talk about a few of them and how to fix them.
Yes. One very common mistake is thinking in your native language and translating into English. This can make sentences sound unnatural. To fix this, try thinking in English directly. Start with simple thoughts like, I'm hungry, or it's a nice day.
Another mistake is using short, broken sentences. For example, saying I go store, buy food. Instead, try linking words together, I'm going to the store to buy some food. Even small changes like this make your English sound smoother.
Yes. And a third common mistake is overusing or ah when speaking. Many learners do this when they feel nervous. A simple fix is to pause silently instead of filling the gap. It gives you time to think and sounds more confident.
Exactly. And remember, mistakes are normal, everyone makes them. The key is to notice them, correct them, and keep practicing. Over time, your speaking will naturally improve.
So, to summarize, think in English instead of translating. Use complete sentences and link words naturally. Pause instead of using filler words.
Perfect. By avoiding these mistakes and practicing daily, learners can speak more fluently and confidently.
All right. Next, we'll share a practical daily routine for fluency, simple steps you can follow every day to keep improving.
Julia, we've talked about habits, vocabulary, and common mistakes. Now, let's give our listeners a simple daily routine to improve their fluency.
Yes, a small, consistent routine is much better than long, irregular practice. Here's an easy plan anyone can follow.
Step 1. Listen to English for 10 to 15 minutes every day, podcasts, YouTube, or even songs. Just pay attention to how native speakers pronounce words and use phrases.
Step 2. Speak out loud for 10 minutes. Repeat sentences, talk to yourself, or practice small dialogues. Shadowing native speakers is perfect here.
Step 3. Learn 3 to 5 new phrases or words each day, and try to use them in sentences. Don't just memorize. Speak them out loud.
And step 4. Review and reflect. At the end of the day, think about what you learned and try to use it in a conversation tomorrow. Even small steps make a big difference over time.
Exactly. The key is consistency. Practicing every day, even for a short time, is much more effective than practicing a lot one day and then stopping.
So remember, listeners, listen, speak, learn new phrases, and review every day. Do this consistently, and your fluency will grow naturally.
Perfect. Up next, we'll do a mini practice activity so our listeners can apply what they've learned today. All right, Julia, it's time for a mini practice activity. This is a fun way for our listeners to apply what they've learned today.
Yes, let's imagine a simple real-life situation ordering food at a cafe. Jason, can you show an example?
Sure. Here's a short dialogue. Hi, can I have a cup of coffee, please? Would you like anything to eat with that? Yes, I'll take a sandwich, thank you.
Perfect. Now, listeners, I want you to repeat these sentences out loud after us. Try to match our pronunciation and rhythm.
Ready? Repeat after me. Hi, can I have a cup of coffee, please?
Next, would you like anything to eat with that?
And finally, yes, I'll take a sandwich, thank you.
Great job, everyone. You just practiced a real-life conversation that you can use anytime. Doing exercises like this every day will make your speaking more natural and confident.
Exactly. And remember, you can create your own mini dialogues talking about your day, asking for directions, or chatting with a friend. The more you practice, the faster your fluency improves. Julia, before we wrap up, let's share a little motivation for our listeners. Learning to speak fluently can feel slow at times, but every small step counts.
Absolutely. I remember a learner I coached who could barely form a sentence at first, but they practiced 10 minutes of speaking every day, just like we suggested today. Within a few months, they were confidently talking to strangers in English.
Exactly. The key is patience and consistency. Every time you speak, listen, or practice, you are training your brain to think in English and speak more naturally.
Yes, and remember, fluency is a journey, not a destination. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and keep moving forward. Every day you practice, you're getting closer to speaking English confidently.
So listeners, keep practicing, stay positive, and don't give up. Your fluency will improve step by step, just like it did for that learner. All right, Julia, that brings us to the end of today's episode on how to improve your English speaking fluency.
Yes, we hope you found these tips, habits, and mini exercises helpful. Remember, practice a little every day, be confident, and keep learning new phrases.
Absolutely. And listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends who want to improve their English too.
Also, don't forget to comment below and tell us which tip or exercise helped you the most. We love hearing from you.
Thanks so much for listening. And remember, your fluency improves step by step, every single day. Keep speaking, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.